some of the products or value-added products have been listed in this flow chart. There are a number of other products which have been also developed by different organizations. But in my presentation, I will be mainly focusing on the work done at our institutes, particularly the pre-production mechanization as well as post-production. There are concern or there are some availability of the machinery, particularly for threshing of different millets also, and we have developed the thresher for threshing of minor millets such as barnyard, also foxtail, and little millet also, and we have also commercialized this thresher to one UP-based company, and they have already started manufacturing it, and they have also already sold a few units also. And this thresher is having capacity of around 100 kg per hour, and it costs around 60 to 75,000 rupees, and it can be operated by single phase electric motor box size 1.5 kW. For processing of millets, different machineries have been developed not only for small farmers but for bigger entrepreneurs also, and those are also commercially available. So in processing we have to give focus on particularly cleaning of the millets, and for that purpose de-stoner cum aspirator cum grader has been developed, which is suitable for a number of millets. And then there are a number of models of millet mills are also commercially available. Even at our institute also we have developed a millet mill. And for other operations also like pulverizer, flour sifters, roasters, grinders, and packaging machines. And these are nowadays have been established in different SOEs also, particularly in southern states like Karnataka and US Raichur, US Bangalore. They have already established number of millet processing units, and even those have been established at IGKV Raipur also. So some of these machines are already commercially available. So for cleaning and grading also different models of cleaners and graders are available for different millets also. So my colleagues will be talking about that in detail also. For de-esking millet, that is also important, and for that purpose at our institute we have developed millet mill also. We have developed 2 models of millet mill, as well as number of de-eskers are also commercially available from different manufacturers. So this is the millet mill which has been developed by institute, particularly this has been developed by our internal station located at Coimbatore, and that is suitable for de-esking of minor millets like foxtail millet, little millet, and it is having de-esking efficiency of 87 to 95%, and output capacity is around 100 kg per hour, and it has been licensed to 4 entrepreneurs so far. Millet processing further is also one of the important machinery which is suitable for removal of both husk as well as hull and bran from millets like sorghum, barley millet, bitter millet, and it is continuous type, and it is having capacity of around 350 kg per hour, and it is commercially available. It is operated by 3-phase electric motor of 15 horsepower. At our institute we have developed the millet blacking machine also, and we have commercialized it to one entrepreneur, and it produces bags of pre-printed whole sorghum grains, and those bags are of size from more than 2.5 millimeter, and blacking efficiency at 92%. At regional station located at Coimbatore of our institute, we have developed the millet copying machine, and that is suitable for copying of sorghum, amaranthus, bitter millet, kodo millet, and other small grains like rice and corn. And it is operated by 3-phase 5 kilowatt power motor, and it is having copying recovery of 60 to 70% for sorghum and amaranthus. And right now we are exploring options to commercialize this unit. At our institute we have come out with number of value-added products from millets. So some of the products are listed in this slide. That instant multigrain origin is there, multi-nutrient snack bar is also there, and then we have also licensed to one entrepreneurs. We have also come out with the multi-nutrient biscuits, and that also we licensed to one entrepreneurs. And there are other products like millet bars, millet chips, breads, biscuits, etc. And similar products have been developed by a number of other institutes also, and number of those products are already available in the market also. Even nowadays, multinational companies are also producing millet-based products, including ITC. There are other millet-based products also which we have developed at our institute, like Kodo Peel Mix, Kodo Halwa Mix, Sargam of Flour Mix, and these are ready-to-eat items also. And right now we are making effort to commercialize some of these products. To promote the millet, we have established millet processing centers, one in Madhya Pradesh and another one in Tamil Nadu. And particularly after establishment of millet processing center in those areas, we have observed that those have reduced the cost of processing of millets by around 50 to 60%, particularly for the farmers of those regions, and that has helped in enhancing their income also. Actually, last year was the International Year of Millets, and particularly for millet processing, standards were not available. So in that, our colleagues have made efforts to come up with number of standards for testing of the millet machinery, which are being developed by different organizations as well as entrepreneurs. So for that purpose, a number of standards have been brought out by EAS last year. Even a few standards are under the process of development right now also. So one is symbols and flow diagram for primary processing of millets, and cleaner cum grader for millets with big cleaner specification and test course, plate DS curve, centrifugal type specification and test course, de-stoner and millets specification and motion test course. So these standards are available on BI's website also. You can download them free of cost also. Another, at our institute we have come up with the one technical bulletin. In that we have given the information about the most of the pre-production as well as post-production machinery and value-added products, as well as their availability in different parts of the country. You can download that technical bulletin on our institute website, and you may refer it. Particularly for promotion of millets, we have signed a number of MOUs, particularly in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So one MOU we have signed National Health Mission, Government of MP, for improving the quality of care in terms of nutritional formulation for children. In that, we have introduced some of the millet products which have been developed at our institute. Another, we have signed with the integrated MOU with Integrated Child Development Services, Department of Women and Child Development, Government of MP to partner, particularly in the formulation of policy, particularly to reduce the malnutrition in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So, in the end, I may conclude my talks by highlighting a few points. Particularly, we have to put more focus on technical and policy support for mechanization of production and processing of millets, because that will give value to millets being produced by particularly poor farmers, and that may help in enhancing their income also. More research efforts are needed for the development of farm machinery like efficient millet harvester. For some crops still we are working particularly on development of harvester like for millet, and then precision millet, multi-millet threshers also, because right now one thresher we have developed that is suitable for a few crops. Another, millet processing machinery should be multi-crop plant, because if we develop machinery for a particular crop, then it may not be economical, but for farmers land only is small. Another, high capacity production and processing machinery for millets to be used of customizing and for contractual feeder operations, and that will help in reducing the cost of cultivation of millets as well as processing of millets. Another, there is need to establish quality standards for various value-added millet products, because nowadays every institute is coming out with number of products and there are no standards. So right now process for the establishment of standards for different products is going on, and government has some of the machinery or millets in some states, particularly under the subsidy program for promotion for their promotion and to reduce the cost of cultivation, and other states should also improve for machinery under the subsidy program. So this is all in brief about my presentation. If you have any questions, you can take it right now, or you can have it later on also.
I have one question. Is there any possibility to have a research-based project on the development of the automation in the millet processing post-harvest especially?
I didn't get your
We have a channel partner in the United States. He is working on hand crops and he is looking for a support in India to develop the automation for the post-harvest, the mechanization of the millet, especially minor millets.
So you are talking about collaboration.
The collaboration plus a specific research project to be developed. And
certainly we can do it. Even it can be done by our institute, as well as we also have one processing institute, Central Institute of Post Harvest Engineering and Technology at Ludhiana. So based on your need, we may.
That's for the harvesting equipment because they are already in a very advanced stage in the United States. They are specialized in hand crops. Since I was there in December, so I said, why not to work in the millets? He said, if you are willing to collaborate in India, we are ready to participate with the investment and the technology which they have. I said, let me talk to some organization.
Certainly we can do it.
I'll have a discussion after this session.
Yeah.
And another thing, I have another interest. Since you said that you have some understanding with the MP government on ICDS,
yes.
I have worked very, very intensely on the ICDS and midday meal project, not as a commercial, as a research mindset. But somehow there are a lot of gaps. I had a discussion with the NIN scientists today.
Yeah.
Can we have a project together with the NIN, your institute and my organization, together for developing the optimal and suggestive methodology and the technologies for this? It is a big mess that the whole of the country happening.
Certainly we can have projects, but there are some limitations in the state government, particularly when we produce any product there.
No, we should not talk about the state government.
Yeah.
We will develop the technology, we will develop the protocol, and we will tell them whether they accept it, they adopt it, and they don't adopt. That's their problem. But we should do as researchers and scientists.
Certainly.
So that at least we should be able to tell them that we give a solution, we don't want to adopt, don't have. And this is what is happening.
Even we are making efforts that something may be adopted, so that will help in enhancing the nutrition of children as well as women, particularly in the male nutrition area.
We took this technology from DFRL in 2005 and scaled up to the level of 1 crore 80 lakh children we started producing. And this was approved by the PMO's cabinet summary, and it is mentioned in the Prime Minister's cabinet summary that this is the optimal technology for a smooth operation, but nobody cared for it. It's all messed up activities. Let's
yeah, there are number of
give a serious thought on it.
and even there are requirement of technology, some technology also, and both can be developed.
But everybody is cooking their own small kitchens and then spoiling the whole country.
That's why in my conclusion also I have highlighted number of products, millet-based
I
products
keep
are available
shouting
everywhere.
everywhere, but nobody gives a shit to it, I'm telling you. That's why I'm requesting you, let's do something together.
Yeah.
Forget about they want to
Yeah,
do
we
it.
will talk.
Sure, thank you very much.
Any other query?
Actually, sir, you are talking about the standards of the machinery,
Yeah.
and as far as the small machinery which is required for the small farmers, are you suggesting some of the good company who are manufacturing, because it is very confusion in India mart, what is the good, what is not good. So some sort of suggestion that could be forwarded by your institute.
Actually, yeah. I have already mentioned that we have come out with one technical bulletin. That we have listed some of the manufacture of different machinery. That is not a complete list, but it may not be appropriate right now for us to openly say that this company is better than others.
I am talking about millet processing.
But right now we have come out with the standards for testing of those machinery, and after going through their test report, because right now whatever machinery are being sold under subsidy, those are going to be tested by any development testing center. Now standards are already available, and in that test report we can go through their performance, and then we can analyze it.
Sir, I have a small question, sir. Sir, CIA Bhopal has done wonderful work. That's what you have shown, and they have done the best what they can do best. But my farmers' situations are totally little different. My millet farmers are the marginal farmers growing in the marginal lands. Probably whatever machinery and all those things we have made, they might not have access to those machineries. They cannot use them. Then my question is, and millets are my traditional crop, and dehulling and dehusking is the major challenge on them. So, and they have the instruments. My farmers, marginal farmers have small instruments. So I want to know how we can improve them so that their drudgery and their accidents level get reduced. This is my small question. I want to just improve those instruments, not the other things, so that my small farmers are getting access to that without less drudgery and with less
Thank you,
accidents.
sir. Thank you
Thank you, sir.
very much, sir. With you, permission, the chair. May I say something, sir?
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, we can limit the question because we have to complete this session on time. So we can have an interaction.
Panel discussion also we will take, but
At
I
or during lunch hour.
Srivastava, I may like to reply.
Okay, sir.
Because your question is very good. Actually, particularly in my a few slides, I have shown we have even developed small planters also, manually operated single row, 3-row animal operated planters also.
So I am
Similarly, for processing also number of
here, hulling and dehusking.
For processing also, there are number of low capacity machinery also. In first slide I have highlighted. Number of there are machinery. Land owning is also small. It is not advisable that everyone should own machinery. Those machinery can be operated on customizing basis. Another example in one slide I have shown. Millet processes and centers is also one of the examples. They are different small holding farmers. They brought their produce, they can get it processed, and then they can sell it in market. And that we have tried at 2 places. One in Madhya Pradesh at Tanya, another one at in Tamil Nadu. So that those models can be adopted. Otherwise, it is not recommended that every farmer should have all those machinery. Otherwise, their cost of cultivation will be very high. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So now we will get questions later on. So we will go with next presentation. Identify Dr. Artifai. So we invite him to deliver his talk.
Dr. Nalishi will deliver it. And I would like to say that he is a Mishmachari of the grain processing. Okay. The millets, M2, what he has, yes, he has done all that.
Dr. Malaysi will be talking about.
Hello, good morning to everybody. At the outset, I would like to thank Professor Malaysi profusely for kindly inviting me to participate in this important conference. I wish I have present physically, but due to unavoidable circumstances, I am not able to come. And thanks for sending this recorded presentation for the kind and discussion of the content. Yes, are very important, and we all know, and they need to be.
Now you may go ahead with your presentation and you may take around 15 minutes.
Hello, good morning to everybody.
morning to all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Co-Chairman. I especially thank Dr. Anil Kumar ji for making it possible for me to come over here. And I would like to mention here that I am designated as former director, but I was director and scientist. That's it. Okay. See, next slide. Okay, sir, our chairman mentioned about the threshing of millets and all. Okay, but still at rural area, harvesting of millets is done at very, very ruminant way. And the procurement agency has to do a lot of things to process it further. So in that context, it is better that we develop some cluster-like thing, so that at the millet growing area, each millet, as you know, it requires different threshing, cleaning, and making them suitable for directly processing. So that we should encourage. These millets, as we all know, have different shape, size, morphological features. So they have their own constraints for processing. So one mill will not be suitable for all the small millets. Whereas sorghum and pearl millet, a lot of development has been done, and there is a possibility of machinery available for pearling and de-husking or pulverizing. So this is the development of different mill for de-hulling. And in Nasik, that bugger mills are highly capital intensive, and small scale mills have been developed including CIAE. I am very familiar with the CIAE mill, and Satyanarayan, I think we are very close friends. Your engineer, good engineer, who is in Balasubramanian. Yes, that would be. Sir, what is required according to me is the last one, integrated mill development, where right from cleaning, de-hulling, then segregation of the unhulled grains, that is very, very important. Then finally getting polishing if required, otherwise the brown rice itself can be consumed. So that is one of the important aspects we have to see. This one company in Coimbatore is developing, but to the best of my knowledge, I am involved with them and IIM, it is not till up to the mark, sir. So that is where CIE can certainly do the required. Sir, this is one important aspect I have done practically here. Every one of us know that millets products have low shelf life. Most of the people say, sir, it's shelf life, it becomes rancid. Infestation we can control, but rancidity we cannot control on our own. But if we give little hydrothermal treatment, the lipolytic activity can be destroyed and we can increase. But at the same time, when the grains are exposed or the products are exposed or the flour is exposed to the atmosphere, oxidative rancidity is the major problem. Even if we go for the best kind of packaging, still oxidative rancidity is one of the biggest problems, and that need to be attended. Although we have facility for modified packaging facilities or actually absorbents or vacuum packaging, but biotechnology, since it's an agriculture university, people are knowledgeable about it. By biotechnological aspect, is it possible to enhance the antioxidative properties and reducing the lipase activity, so that the products naturally will have better shelf life? Out of the small millet, foxtail millet, since it contains sort of tocopherol, has little better shelf life. So that's one of the important aspects, sir. So apart from processing, we should do breeding program and do something in that direction. And sir, that one picture of roti. This is very interesting. Kindly be attentive here, because this dry rotis are sold in North Karnataka, Maharashtra, and even they are exported abroad. It has 9 to 12 months shelf life. Just dry and packaged in single polythene cover, but it has extremely good shelf life. So we should study the process. This all hand bitten and baking repeatedly and bringing the moisture content to 3 to 5%, and it has developed shelf life of 9 to 12 months. So scientifically we should assess why and what is happening. So that needs to be attended. So it will be a really boon to the millet processors. It will enhance the shelf life of the millet products. Sir, popping you also mentioned, there are machines available now. Popping is very popular, but we should still avoid that sand roasting, because sand roasting contaminates with minor silica particles. So there are machines available now, including the gun popping machine and dry roasting machine, that need to be popularized. Then, sir, malting, chairman also mentioned, ragi malt is a wonderful product. It has nutritionally much better quality than compared to barley malt. Because of high calcium, traditionally that's being fed to the infant, to the geriatric subjects. But what is required, a lot of work has been done on the utilization of ragi malt. But according to me, sir, at breeding level, we have not bothered to develop specific variety for malting. So that really, if you do it, it can be a really boon to ragi for processing for malt, because ragi malt can be a new ingredient in the food industry, because it can be fed to infants, even the patients, they can consume with tube feeding, because ragi malt, when you cook it, the starch gets hydrolyzed and it becomes free flowing, so that can be fed to the patients. So we need to develop malt specific varieties. And millet roti, as far as millet rotis are concerned, every one of us know, the problem is it always requires hot water for making the dough. Like wheat flour, we cannot grow, we cannot make chapati. So it is very difficult. According to my experience, if you damage the starch during milling to a very fine level, it acts as a gelatinized thing, it hydrates and it becomes stickiness, but it's not practical. But nowadays, we have been doing work in that direction. If we add pre-gelatinized ragi flour or sorghum flour or bajra flour to the normal flour, that pre-gelatinized, for example, extrusion cooked or popped, then it binds, it develops stickiness, and we can roll it similar to wheat chapati, which will be really a very good boon for their extended consumption, sir. Okay, then with respect to this bakery or vermicelli or similar kind of products, lot of work has been done, but all of us know that grittiness exists in the cookies, millet cookies. That grittiness is because the gelatinizing temperature of wheat is lower, whereas the other millets is higher. So they will not completely get gelatinized and cooked. To avoid that, if we partially gelatinize ragi flour, in fine flour, number one, add little moist water to that, steam it and then dry, then that grittiness will be completely avoided, and the cookie will be almost equivalent to normal wheat cookie. Similarly, for vermicelli, noodles and all, if we pre-process the flour, then the quality of the product will be much better. Okay, then this is with extrusion cooking. Since yesterday also many of the speakers have been highlighting, this is one of the versatile technology, and the Tata Soulful was the pioneers in doing extruded flakes as well as different kind of products. They are being exported also, and there is a lot of scope for utilization of millets. Even the Government of India gave incentive if somebody uses 20% of the millets in their products. Several industries have got benefit in that direction. So it's one of the versatile technology in which millets can be very well processed. Okay, sir, this is one thing. Rice analogs. We are all used to eat rice. Whatever you eat, you alternate to that, but still we want rice. So millets can be converted into rice analogs by proper cold or hot extrusion with some additives. So if you make that, one can cook millets similar to rice and consume it happily. So that is one of the important aspects. A lot of work is being in that direction. IIMR is dying and other institutions are trying. It is even that CIE can also try, sir, in that, because it's nothing but a kind of cold extrusion. Vermicelli, we know, if you have a different dye, cut it and steam it, then the binding happens. Okay, so that has got a lot of scope, sir, because only if we steam it properly after extrusion, then binding will be there and it will not fisher up. Only proper dye is important. and fine flour we are putting. When it's coming out, appropriate moisture level, when it comes out, steaming it important. Then that will work as a rice analogs. And parboiling, Chairman Sahab also mentioned about parboiling. Parboiling is a very well standardized process for rice. It has nutritional advantages. Application of parboiling to millet is being done, and the milling yield increases, storage stability increases, and cooking quality also increases because it's not fished out. Okay. And in addition to that, sir, we have developed some product known as ragi rice, which remove the seed coat out of that and cook it like rice. So, for application of parboiling to millets is very, very important. We should extensively work on that because by transportation for export and all, we can completely get free from infestation as well as improved nutritional as well as cooking quality. And sir, this health and wellness foods, millets are considered as wellness foods basically. But if I want to give a substitute to Horlicks using millets, especially ragi malt, then we may have to go for spray drying or vacuum self drying. It's feasible, but some big industries should come because it's a capital intensive process. I think IIMR is getting some facilities to do that, and then it can continue and propagate the processes. Okay, sir, this is one interesting observation. We know Helicobacter pylori, one of the organisms which cause duodenal ulcer, and subsequently it leads to cancer. And finger millet polyphenols, when you added the propagation or the proliferation of the Helicobacter is prevented. So, finger millet polyphenols have a lot of benefits, including the kodo millet. Yesterday, one of our friends presented that. It has got a lot of biotechnological benefits, and the duodenal ulcer as well as Helicobacter pylori cancer can be prevented by consumption or extraction of the active principles and providing it in the form of medicine. And sir, this is one again interesting observation. Again, the polyphenols in the millets, even in some of the villages, when they have light problem, they soak ragi and take that water and wash the rice. So, the antimicrobial activity helps. In addition to that, when you take the cataract, which is very common after certain age, when you feed the rats induced diabetes with alloxin, the third side, the cataract formation prolonged. It not even the diabetic rats, the second picture you see, completely can become blank because of the diabetic induction. But when you fetch the similar panels rats with millet polyphenol based component, the cataract agenesis postponed. So it has some advantage. So, sir, this Helicobacter pylori or cataracts, this kind of work will certainly fetch very high value for millets, but a lot of basic investigation need to be done in that direction. So, we know this nutrition aspect, but what I am trying to emphasize here is Harvest Plus should also extend their activity to small millets. Mostly they are in the per millet at this stage, and to sorghum to some extent. So small millets, if they extend it, it will be very, very useful to reduce the micronutrient deficiencies. And
So, in my opinion, to have a potential for export of millets, our industries must follow.
I think someone is helping you.
okay, fine, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, in conclusion, what I would like to suggest to this August audience is, millet processors should form an organization, just like Roller Floor Millers Association. They influence the government in their favor. Rice Millers Association is there. So if we form Millet Processors Association, we can certainly influence the government to help us process properly, give little government support for it, and that will be really a boom. So with all this, sir, with limited time, I wanted to say what I wanted to say, but the importance is shelf life. Then another importance is we should conduct clinical trials to prove that the health benefits of millets to the world and show its export to the nations. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Millets sir, for presenting about the having different products for millet similar to rice products from rice also. As well as you have also highlighted about having an association of millet processors. That is need of the hour for good consumption of millet and products. Now we can have one or two quick questions.
Very, very quick question. Dr. Malaysi, Dr. Malaysi, can we have pani puri and samosa sticking by using these grains without having wheat? Just quick question. Rest we can discuss later on.
Right, sir. Pani puri is not a healthy.
So that's not the issue. Whether we can do it or not, that's my problem.
But sir, we could pre-gelatinize the millet flour properly. It can be seeded. Yeah, including if you take millet starch, we can make packaging material, sir. So your suggestion is really well
That we
taken.
will discuss later.
Sir, I would like to give
Good one.
guidelines. If you permit.
Please.
If you permit, sir. Probably if you have visited World Food India, one of the universities in Gwalior, I'm recalling the name, Jivaji University, they have come up with this pani puri and with this millet products and all that. That is for
Particularly,
Good morning, sir.
we have developed at our institute.
I'll visit you very soon. Because I
Thank you,
have
sir.
got some.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, I'm here.
Yes, please.
Sir, for chapati making, we need hot water every time.
Right.
Can we add starch to the millet flour?
Sir, again, I repeat here, in case of millets, we do not have gluten to act as a binder. In wheat, we can add more water and roll because the protein acts there as a binder. Okay, whereas in millets, we don't have. Starch has to be gelatinized to give the stickiness. Raw starch will not help. So, if you take pre-gelatinized starch, for example, extruded product, no? If you powder it and add about 20-30% to that hydrates and the dough can be rolled. So raw starch you cannot do, sir. Raw flour you cannot do. We have to pre-process.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So now we invite Mr. Speaker, Dr. Patel, the former director of Secret Ludhiana, and having long experience particularly in this area.
Yes, yes.
As Dr. N.G. Malaysi sir is leaving now, I would like to request the convener to kindly felicitate him by presenting a memento and Angava as a token of respect. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind presence in this session and placing the session. It is Chanderi, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
तालीम के आवाज पे आ गए Thanks, sir. I'm fit.
Respected Chair, Dr. Maleshi, and distinguished delegates. I am really happy and thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to talk about the future of the millets in this country. We were consuming millets before Green Revolution and we were really healthy. But as soon as the wheat and rice came through PDS and that wheat was introduced in the large quantity, our food system changed and the millets were pushed back, and that is why their production also started going down. The area under that started going down, and finally it became the crop of tribals or Adivasi Lokon ka khana. Actually, because we were fit before the revolution, that is just because of the millets, as Dr. Maleshi said. Even I was really surprised to see that even the cataract, it can help. So that is why our people were really strong before Green Revolution, because they were not eating more of the wheat which was full of gluten. Now, since we are lucky actually, this crop is really lucky because it has got the biggest brand ambassador in the world, that is Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji. He is a brand ambassador for the millets, and he even brought International Year of Millets through his persuasion in the UN. Just like yoga, world was not knowing it earlier. International Year of Yoga came and then it became very popular. Similar to that, when International Year of Millets came, it became really popular, but it's unfortunate that we Indians are sleeping over it. Because, so that is why I would like to, I generally in my presentations of different crops, I ask the audience that how many people are consumer of that crop. Okay. For example, when I go to horticulture, there are 200 people sitting in the hall. I ask that how many people consume one fruit a day. And it is a really very pathetic situation that I find only 15-20 hands raised. If we consume one fruit a day, every Indian, 140 crores of fruits will be consumed per day, and for us as post-harvest technologists, our losses will be reduced by 5% just by that action. Similar to that, I would like to ask here to the house that how many people are consuming millets every day? See, hardly 5 people are. Now, once in a week, how many people are consuming once in a week? No, that doesn't mean that everyday fellow has to put down the hand. Once in a week at least. Because you cannot do the justice with the crop. You cannot do the research that good which can taken to the commercialization unless you consume it. If our consumption is low, how we can progress with the millet processing, distribution and all that. And that is why I have chosen my topic when I got the invitation from Anil Kumar ji. Then I said that I am really happy that unlocking the potential of millets, and we should have the new age products and applications. Because I want to say here that millets grown International Year of Millets, and some people they take it just like that, but that is why they are getting the price. Otherwise, if you don't get the price, the farmer doesn't get the price for the produce, he will not grow it. And for getting that price, we have to have the new age products. Okay? Millets are, you all know, so I don't want to go into the details. This is the introduction. They are very sustainable, gluten-free and vegan products. Millets are full of minerals actually. When we say about eating one fruit a day or eating lots of fruits and vegetables, we get lots of vitamins from that. But when we consume millets, we get lots of minerals which we generally take to the tablets. For example, those who have the calcium deficiency, those who have magnesium deficiency, they will be taking the tablets, and almost 90% of that goes out. biological availability or in the body of those tablets is very low, whereas the millets, they are full of these minerals. Versatility of the millet. When you look at the millets, I think this is a crop which can be molded into any kind of product. Only thing is that you should start consuming it. Millets can be processed into snacks. Millets can be processed into bakery products, beverages, cereals, vegan meat. It is substitute to wheat, rice and corn for anything, even for consumption as well as for making value-added products. It can be fermented also to make the probiotic products and enhancing its nutritional value, which is already there. You can make it many times more. So we as Indians, we have a tendency that if the American eats something, then Delhi fellows will start eating it. Then Delhi fellows will eat, so maybe Bhopalis will eat. And when Bhopalis, then it will come for even the rich people, even the villages, they just come. So that is why we have to take the advantage of that. So I collected the information on what US is looking at from the millets. What products are available in the US market from millets. Because if the Western countries, they adopt this and they start consuming it, and surprisingly it has happened because of the International Year of Millets. Awareness created by our Prime Minister among the international community about the millets, because he knows that whatever way you tell our own people, they are not going to consume them. But if the foreigner consumes, definitely we will copy them and will start consuming it. So this is the first millet-based product which we get, that millet-based snacks. The millet-based puffs, chips, crackers and energy bars are gaining popularity in the Western world. Global millet market to reach 12.4 billion by the next year. And nutrient-rich millet bars, they have this kind of composition. And these all photographs of the products, they are not from India. They are from the Western world, from the internet, you can find out. Then the next one is millet atta, a gluten-free alternative to wheat flour, lower glycemic index, and it can be made into bread, cookies, and many different baked products. So whatever you name it, you can make it with this one, with modifications, with addition of some emulsifiers and some things like that. And our people have developed a number of technologies, but they are not finding the market just because no one looks at it from that angle, and no one was consuming the bread made by millets earlier. But now because the US market, they are available, our people will be willing to buy it. So that is kind of opportunity our people have got. Next is millet-based beverages. We have soya milk in the market, we have groundnut milk in the market. Those who are lactose intolerant, for them this kind of plant-based milks are really good for health. And here we find that even for millets, we get the milk, and from that milk we can get different beverages. So these are all beverages which are not from India, but they commercially made available in the Western markets. So we have the scope for that, because definitely once they see this, our Indians will copy that. Oh, American consume करता है क्या, फिर इसका मतलब अच्छा है, चलो हम भी करते हैं. And for 10 rupees, they will give 100 rupees. I always say that if you want to sustain the millet production, you have to make millet as a millionaire's food, not आम जनता का food. जो seniors हैं, जिनको बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स है, डायबिटिक पेशेंट्स है, जिनको कैंसर हुआ है, जिनको कुछ हुआ है, ये हुआ है, उनके लिए मिलेट्स इज अ फूड, and that is why they will pay more 10 times more to that food, and then only the farmer will get the benefit of it and he will grow it more. So these are the millet based beverages. Then the next is breakfast cereals, very common, because earlier we were not consuming breakfast cereals. Actually we used to have the very good, nice, wholesome breakfast of parathas and things like that. But since the Kellogg entered into Indian market, and then we have lots of, and because we are going abroad very frequently now, and that is why we have followed that for the breakfast. So all those breakfast cereals, they can be made from millets, and they are available in the American market or European market based on cereals. that is millet-based breakfast cereals. Flakes, muesli, rich in fiber compared to traditional cereals, and it is very nutritional profile I have given in the last one. Next is gluten-free, vegan millet products. Even meat kind of products can be made from millets. Those who don't like to have meat or because they are vegetarian, and so they would like to have taste of non-vegetarian. So for them, this is the best source, and from millet it has been produced and it is available commercially in the foreign markets, and definitely it is little time that it will come to the Indian market. I would like to suggest to you guys to look at the, I think Dalal, Madam Dalal, Charla Dalal, her movie. There is a movie based on her, because her husband, because they were vegetarian family, and her husband was very much fond of non-veg food. It was never cooked in their house, so he used to go to the office and make friendship with the non-veg people, eat their lunch box. She got to know that one day, and then she decided that I will make the vegetarian food exactly tasting like a non-veg food. And that is a movie based on that. On the internet you can see that. And that is how we would like to do that. Because millets as such, if you want someone to say that millet bhakri khao, millet ye khao, jaise hamare forefathers karte the. And in fact, I have seen our forefathers consuming millets or jawar in various forms. I have seen even infant food, winning food being made from jawar bhakri. If you make a bigger, thicker bhakri, then that portion in between was taken out by mother, mixed into the milk and given to the weaning child. That also they were knowing it earlier, and now we have stopped it. As someone said, the beverages, even winning foods can be made from the millets. Only thing is that we have to develop the technologies and go ahead in popularizing it in first US and then bring it back to India. Next, market products. Marketing is very simple thing to do, and sprouting, drying or heating and then grinding it. It can make the infant cereals, health drinks, snack bars, breakfast, porridge, traditional foods also we can add that into 10% or 20% to get that benefit. As Dr. Maleshi said, that even cataract can be removed if you consume it every day. I think we have to concentrate on the Indian population, saying that you can remove this disease, you have removed this disease, you have removed this disease with this. Then only it will become popular. As such, if you say that you eat roti out of it and bhakri out of it, I think then farmer is not going to get better price for it. So in conclusion, I would like to make two conclusions, actually recommendations, because since it is a national consultation, one is off the record, just for fun, because all the people, those who are working in millets and drawing their salaries based on working in millets, they should consume 5 kilograms of millets every month. And if they don't consume, I think the government should keep a record and maybe reduce some percentage from their salary. Because in US, for keeping people fit, the companies are keeping watch on them. And for that they are giving free watch, Apple Watch, and how many steps that fellow has earned in a month, based on that his salary is either increased or decreased. And I think something like this could be done. I don't know whether it can be recorded here. So I said off the record. Second thing which I would like to say as a record is, it is such a wonderful opportunity we had. Prime Minister taking the lead in consumption of the millets, announcing the International Year of Millets, convincing the UN, and also giving lot many incentives to the people, those who are working in the millets. Why not? We should raise the standard of IIMR to the Institute of National Importance. Just like NIFTEM Kundli, just like NIFTEM, I think this IIMR should be made as an Institute of National Importance. Along with that, there are a few recommendations which we have already seen, and I hope that from the next day, tomorrow, I think people start consuming more of millets. That only can give the good price to the farmer, nothing else. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Patel sir, for presenting about the consumption of the millet as well as various products available throughout the world. So now we can have one or two quick questions.
I have a small question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the world where hypocrisy goes on, first of all, I congratulate you for giving so many options of the processing foods and all those things. Throughout the world, when hypocrisy goes, no, we want wear leather, but we will wear vegan leather. We will not take kebab, but we will take vegetable kebab. अरे कबाब खाना है तो कबाब ही खा लीजिए ना, जब आपके मेंटलिटी में कबाब खाना रखा है. My point is, you have, if I want to make इस कमीज को 42 इंच या 40 इंच की या 44 इंच की कमीज है, मैं 30 इंच का हूँ, मैं अपने में फिट करना चाहता हूँ, तो somewhere I will fit.
Sir, आपको listen, this is your individual question.
No, sorry. Listen, my question is, can we have some unique products which are unique to my products? Not substitute कि मैं राइस को wheat को ऐसे करूँगा.
There are many.
What are those?
These all are not presented because the institutions who are working on that, they have some unique.
Listen, sir. So that the rice and wheat people say, no, हम ऐसे बना सकते हैं.
अरे नहीं.
Rather than I'm saying reverse.
उनका consumption नहीं कम करना चाहते.
नहीं, हमें कम करना है. मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हम ऐसा कुछ बना सकते हैं कि जो यूनिक होए, और राइस और व्हीट के कि हम भी ऐसा बना सकते हैं. हम सब ये बना सकते हैं. So I want those things. Thank you, sir.
With your queries and we can have a full day debate on this. And I have a small query, sir. Actually, the type of diversification in your presentation as well as whatever presentation made by Dr. Malaysi, it is very much. In one way, it is what he is trying to ask. So, whether we should advocate this much diversification of that everything, he suggested the rice analogs. Means in place of rice. Patil sir suggested for meat analog. So, can we think in this way that only millet is the solution, or what will be the significance of other commodities which have been produced in last several centuries? So, is it wise to go for meat from millet or millet like millet?
Actually, sir,
This is my
this
question.
is a consumer oriented. Actually क्या है ना कि जो रिसर्च हो रहा है, वो रिसर्च करके रख दिया है, किस दिन भी काम आ जाएगा. क्या हमने कभी सोचा था कि फटी जींस भी फैशन हो सकती है? लेकिन वो हो रही है. उसी तरह से ये जो किया है, we should appreciate the efforts they have put in, and whenever the society matures and whatever the choices they would like to have, so that we have the product available for that purpose. Another one which I would like to share you guys, that how lazy and how lethargic and how careless we people are. In fact, in 2007, when I was director CFA, that time there was a news from Australia stating that Indian cows, they have the healthy milk, and rest of the cows, they have the non-healthy milk. If that was the situation produced abroad, the Indian markets would have been flooded with their milk. But even though it was crashed long back, till then people did not use that opportunity to produce more of the milk in this country from the desi cows and export it abroad in the properly packed conditions. है ना? तो हम लोग उनका फॉलो करते हैं, वो हमारा नहीं फॉलो करते. तो वो हम आपको ये मिलेट ने अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है कि मेक देम फॉलो यू, है ना? एंड देन डेफिनेटली कमर्शियलाइजेशन दे विल डू इट बिकॉज दे नो दैट देयर पीपल आर मोर अवेयर अबाउट ईटिंग प्रॉपर फूड.
Thank you, Patil sir. Actually, we can discuss this issue a lot. Yeah.
Just a small query. I think the best way to increase the millet consumption is to promote fermented drinks. China buys 90% of the sorghum produced in the United States. It makes the cheapest drink in the world. So let's talk about the fermented drink. The whole country will increase the consumption manifolds. We will not be able to produce.
I think here there might be
No,
some
let's
young
not
entrepreneurs.
debate. I'll just give you the food for
Yes,
thought.
yes.
But he raised one question. I may like to reply on that also. Actually, he mentioned that we are following other like US and other countries, but now the trend is changing also.
Yes.
Our economy is growing at a very fast pace, and soon it will be third largest economy in the world. And other countries have already started following us. US is right now not following us, but I think US may also follow us.
But they are consuming our millets.
So we may take next speaker.
Concept of dairy meat and green meat is the coming, and that is also from millet.
Yeah, I think we can have. Okay, so next speaker is Dr. Stanley. So we request him to talk about the demand creation measures and value chain models in millets.
respected chairman sir, co-chairman, my fellow speakers, the organizers, thank you very much for giving me a different kind of topic actually. Whatever we were discussing last 2 days, everything will converge in the demand creation and value chain models. So I will be starting my presentation. Like I will not go into the introduction because everybody was talking about this. We know it is a short duration crop, it's a dry land crop, it requires very less water, it is a contingent crop for climate change and many other things. So it is a crop, millet is a smart food. So it is a contingent and ideal crop for food security. So because when other crops fails, this millet will not fail. Even the monsoon fails, millet will not fail. So it is ideal crop for food security. Not only the food security, it is the ideal crop for nutritional security. And it's another important thing is developed nation needs a healthy population. So this millets can prevent the diseases as we have been discussing all these 2 days. That millets are the ideal food for celiac patients, and it is a good food for diabetic, and it is good to combat this cardiovascular diseases and anemia and many other things. And also it is a good and ideal crop for economic security because we know millets are being produced by small and marginal farmers. So when it has been processed and value added, these farmers will be enriched with the price. So it will remove that economic disparity. That is what it is important. So we know that it is good for the planet, it is good for the farmer, it is good for you and me, and it is good for the business too. And it helps in addressing rural poverty, malnutrition and also climate change. But still, the production of millet is very less than 10%, that is 6%, 6 to 7% of the whole food grain. So what is the reason and how to increase the millet production? That is based on the demand creation. Why it is? Because unless rice and wheat, every year we will have a production statistics. This much metric ton is being produced by India. And today, this year it is a record production. Like that every year we usually get. So it is like a production driven economy. Like this much it has been produced. So this much will be distributed through PDS and this much we have to consume. So it is like in rice and wheat. But in millet it is the other way around. The thing is it is a demand driven economy. Like how much it will be consumed, that much only it will be produced. It will not be produced and kept like that. But how much it will be consumed, as everybody was talking, my previous speakers were setting my stage exactly. Like how much it will be produced, it will be consumed, that much it has to be produced. So it is the other way around. So how I have listed some 6 strategies to create demand. How to create demand among the population of the country. The first one is educating the consumers. So thanks to the Honorable Prime Minister, the International Year of Millets and many of our awareness programs exactly like this what we are sitting today. Last 2 years it has been educating the consumers, but still it is not enough. We have been doing here and there in silos. We have to come together, create a greater awareness among all the people, not only the urban people, but also earlier what happened, the rural population was producing and they were consuming. Now it has been changing. The urban people, the demand in the urban people have increased. So the villagers who are producing, they are not eating now. But we need a healthy farmer too. Not only the healthy population, the farmer also should be healthy. So the awareness has to be created among the farmers. You also should consume by giving the importance to them. That's what it is. So my point here is the campaigning to hostels and hospitals. So young children, we have to catch them as young. So the hostels, we have to go and tell them, show them, everything is like, from yesterday first lecture onwards we were thinking like, it is having a different kind of taste, millet is having a different kind of taste. But the taste develops when we continuously use it. So it is like, it's like we have to continuously use it. When we start using, we will feel like it is very tasty. So children, we have to target the hospitals because the patients, BP patients, diabetic patients will be there, we can target them also. So the second important part is diversifying the products. The thing is, earlier we have bajra ka roti or dalia. But now, if you go and tell our children you have to use dalia or roti, people are not going to take that. people want the pizza or people want the muffin or cakes. So we have to diversify the millet products according to the need of the people. We have to make different choices. Okay, if you want to take dalia, you take it. If you want to take roti, you take it. But somebody wants to take millet muffin, let him take that. So there should be a choice for the consumer. So that should be diversifying product. So that is another important thing is overcoming the tedious preparation process. So this is one important thing. And the third strategy for me is mainstreaming millets in government schemes. This is the most important thing. That's why I have given in red color there. When PDS system, when it is being distributed in PDS or midday meals, it will directly boost the consumption and also the availability in the subsidized rate. It will en masse, it will reach the en masse people. So that is my third and important point for strategies for demand creation. And the fourth one is providing financial incentives to the farmers. Not only because the farmers are poor and marginal, but because the farmers are cultivating millets, they are not depleting the groundwater. We have to focus that and we have to tell the government not to give incentives because they are poor, but they are not depleting the groundwater. So that's why the farmers, millet farmers should be incentivized. And these farmers are producing healthy crop for the healthy population. That's why those farmers who are producing millet should be incentivized. And the fifth and most important thing is strategy, strengthening the partnership. If the farmer is in hand with the processor, if the farmer is in hand with the trader, and if the farmer is connected with the consumer, then only the demand will increase. When the consumer started increasing millet, as exactly Dr. Patil told, that we ourselves has to change, the change has to start from us. We have to start consuming, so it will create the demand for the farmer to produce it. So, in another 2 slides, I will be talking about the key challenges and solutions for demand creation. The first one is, still many people don't aware about the nutritional benefits. So what is the thing? We have to focus, as exactly I told earlier, we have to target the target group, maybe the hostels and the hospitals, the product what I told. The second thing is, millet products are difficult to prepare and there are no much products available. So what we can do, the innovative product development has to be made, diversification of millet products has to be done. And the third point is, it is having a bland taste. It is not tasty. Like that a notion is there. So how to overcome that? Some of the products like puff, some of the products like muffins, these are premium products out of millets, and these products are much tastier than the wheat counterparts. So first we have to focus on those products, make it available in the market, let people consume it. After that we have to diversify the